Welcome to When the Smoke Clears. I am the Recovery Plug. Well, how's it going, everybody? Well, you know how I like to always get my videos started always with a moment of silence followed by the serenity prayer for the addict who still suffers. So if you would please, a moment of silence. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Alrighty, well, let's get started. Well, how's it going, everybody? My day's going pretty good, I guess. I wanted to kind of come at you today on this video. It's kind of I guess it's just as if we were doing just a meeting, I guess, of NA or NA or whatever. I just want to share a story of a journey that I've been through in my life in the road to recovery, and how I was in addiction, and just something that maybe somebody can connect with, and maybe this story will inspire you to also come to this realm of recovery and positivity. And I'll tell you a story of myself. I was at one point in my life, I had a pretty thriving business, and I was doing pretty well. I built a commercial HVAC business from bottom up, and I was doing pretty good. I mean, I had projects all over the state of Texas, and it kept me away from home a lot, and so that was when you're in the addictive world, there's things that when things seem to be going okay is when you stop doing the things that got you there. And for me, I happened to be thriving in my business. I mean, I was making a lot of money. I was I was helping a lot of people out. I mean, it was just, life was looking good, you know what I mean? I was enjoying my life. I, was able to take, vacations with my daughters, and, spend time with them, more than usual. And so I was really happy, I mean, there was parts of my life there in that stint was, I had season tickets to the San Antonio Spurs, and a lot of perks came with the hard work, right? So but one thing that I found myself doing slowly and slowly and slowly, kept doing more and more and more of it, was staying away from the positive things that had gotten me where I found myself. And in that retrospect is the things that kept me clean as far as the drug addiction goes. And I got complacent. I did. I really did. I got complacent, and I thought that maybe I could, I thought maybe that I could do things a whole lot easier. I had already a lot of time under my belt. Being sober. I was on my 10th year of sobriety, and I really thought that I had it. You know what I mean? I really did, and. I was enjoying life. Things were looking good. I was, I start finding myself getting away from my recovery community and my faith-based community as well. And so I started relying on me. You know, go figure, right? I mean, the person that got me there because I just forgot that I didn't know how to manage my own life. I could manage a project, and I got a bachelor's degree in project management. Go figure. I could manage the hell out of a project, but as far as my addictive world, I can manage worth the shit. I failed every time, and well, I one day it just happened. I decided that I wasn't going to be able to make the Spurs game this particular day, and I figured, well, you know what, I can probably either go home and watch it, or you know I can just close up the office, go right down the street to the bar, order a soda, order some peanuts and chips or whatever, and enjoy the fourth quarter there at the bar, and then go home. And you know, so I did. That's exactly what I did. I locked up. I put everything away at the office, and locked everything down. Got in my truck and headed down the block to the bar. And I get to the bar, and I'm watching the game. Ordered a soda, and had some chips or whatever the hell they had there. I mean, they had food and stuff because everybody's watching this playoff game or whatever. And as I was sitting there watching the game, I'm just, somebody comes up to me, and it happens to be a guy that I know. And he's a coworker. When I used to work before my business, I worked for the sheet metal union, and this particular person was one of my fellow workers. One of my fellow union members, and he. He seen me, he's happy, hey, what's happening? We entered, said hi, whatever, high five, fist bump, the whole nine, right? And, you know, first things first, the guy said, hey, man, let me buy you around, da da da. And I was like, nah, brother, I'm good, man. I'm drinking, I got a drink, and I'm just going to stay here for the fourth quarter. I got to go. I said, plus, brother, I don't drink anymore. He said, oh, what, really? Oh, hell, shit, come play some pool with me at least. And, so we finished watching the game, and I decided I was going to play some pool with the dude. And, we're playing pool, catching up, that sort of thing. And he, next thing you know, the bar's closing. It's 2 a.m. and it's time to go. And, and the guy didn't have a ride, so, I decided that I was going to give him a ride to the house. And so we hop in my truck and I drive him home, and we get to the house, and he's like, man, get off for a minute, shit. And so I already knew, as soon as he said that, I mean, what business do I have at 2 o'clock and 2:30 by this time in the morning, being out when I should be back at the house getting ready for my, business work tomorrow. And, I decided that, hey, you know what, I'll get off. And I already knew. I mean, as soon as he said that, my mind was already made up. And it was already made up, but still thinking to myself, okay, just get off for a minute, then you can go. And I get off, and next thing you know, we're in this dude's house, and, he breaks out the bolo and asks me if I want to hit. And I said no. And he does his shit, and go gets another drink and brings me a soda, and then he's like, "Here, man, you want to hit that dude? Fuck, take a hit, shit, da da da." And next thing you know, I just picked it up. I picked it up, and then I hit it, and I wound up hitting that bolo every day for the next 5 years. And at that particular moment in time, I knew that I failed. But I just, at the same time, I was just like, dude, just go for it, man. I mean, it's just one time. You want it. And by God, I did. You know what I mean? I did want it because I like to get high. You know what I mean? That's my problem. You know what I mean? Is that I'm an addict, but I'm an addict who likes to be addicted, who enjoys the drugs. You know, I'm not out there getting the drug because I'm fiending for it. I'm doing it because I want to do it. I'm doing it because I like it. And, but I also know that I'm that addict who will stop at nothing to keep going. You know what I mean? Even though I know that it's bad, and that's the bad part. That's the insanity part of being an addict. That you know that you're doing something on a consistent basis that's killing you, but you don't care. You know, you just keep doing it, and unfortunately, that's a stronghold that takes a lot of people. You know, and hell, it just took two friends of mine this past month. I had two friends of mine die from drug use, and it's terrible. But so you know, I knew that I was doing wrong, but once I was there in that environment, then it was just like it was almost like I had no control over my actions. It's like my actions were automatic, and that's the thing, is that when you're in full blown recovery, you have to make sure, one of the things that you got to really make sure of is setting your healthy boundaries, because all it takes is one unhealthy boundary, and man, it could land you back into a relapse like it did me for 5 years. And that's one thing that I'm trying to, I guess, send a message here in this video, is to be aware of your boundaries that you're setting for yourself in recovery, and know that healthy boundaries are a must. They're a must. There's no way that you can have a healthy boundary throughout your whole day and have one unhealthy boundary that can spoil the whole batch. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, no matter how good that freaking water looks, if you have a glass of water, no matter how beautiful it looks, if you put just one little dot of oil into that water, it you can see how much that oil will just engulf that water. And no matter how much of the water that you keep dropping out to get the oil out, it's already infected. It's infested with the oil, and that water is shot. So, you know, that is the thing, is to keep your boundaries healthy and be aware of what you're doing when you do set those boundaries, because, you know, that is one of the hardest things to do, is keep healthy boundaries throughout your whole road of recovery, because number one, you're not used to the healthy boundaries. You know what I mean? Number two is that you don't know, some people don't know healthy boundaries, because all they've been around is the unhealthy ones. So healthy boundaries means that you got to change things. That means that there's change that's coming to your life, and you got to be able to accept that change. You got to be open-minded, you got to be hopeful, and you got to be willing for the change to dive into that road of recovery. Because if there's one thing that I do know, is that those healthy boundaries are a must, and to stay, you know, in that world of positivity and recovery, because all it takes is one bad apple, and you're going to be back to the drawing board, and that's what we don't want for you. And take it from me, and I mean, somebody who has been sober for a long time, somebody who has, you know, been an addict for many, 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 many years, and has gotten out a few times. And you know, every time that I've gone back, it was because of those unhealthy boundaries. I put myself in situations that I shouldn't have, and I got complacent and thought that I could handle it and manage it on my own, and that is the furthest thing from the truth. And you got to be able to know that and to accept that, and you know, because I'm smart. You know what I mean? I know I'm an educated dude. I mean, I'm smart. I know right right from wrong, but when it comes to the drugs, oh my Lord, it's like kryptonite and Superman. You know what I mean? You fall to your knees and you don't know what to do. It's like you wanna say no. You know what I mean? Your actions wanna you're mentally you wanna say no, but your actions are just like, sorry brother, but we gotta hit this. And next thing you back down to that road, and you know, time will go by, time will pass you by, and things will pass you by. Next thing you don't have the things you used to. You don't look like the way you used to. You don't, your demeanor's different. I mean, you're just a different person, and that's what you don't want. And you know, I was lucky enough to get out of that realm. I was lucky enough to be chosen by the man upstairs to say, hey, you know what? It's time for you to move on. It's time for you to do something better. I got something in store for you, and that's what I'm doing now. I'm looking at life in a positive sense, and I'm grateful that I was able to get out of that realm of negativity and addiction, and because it's not a good place for anybody. And I just wish that I could have took a lot of the people with me to this world of recovery and positivity. But you can't change nobody but you, and that's where it starts. So you got to be selfish sometimes, and selfish in a positive way, because if you can't take care of you, you can't take care of nobody else. So that was one of the things that my dad used to tell me all the time is what they call in Spanish a consejo. And he would tell me that all the time: take care of number one first. So if you can't take care of number one, you can't take care of nothing. And that's so true. And so anyway, I just wanted to thank you for letting me share my story, and hopefully that this story resonate with somebody. Maybe somebody hears my story today in this video and says, hey, you know what, I'm gonna give it a shot. Today I'm gonna give it a shot. Today's the day that I'm going to go to the media. Today's the day that I'm going to call somebody to give me some help. Today's the day that I get out of this negative world and start going into that positive direction. Because, if it happened for me, it could happen for you. I'm a strong believer in that. And so I just hope that, somebody listened, and I hope this story, helps somebody today. So, I guess till the next time on When the Smoke Clears, I am the Recovery Plug.